us.
University leaders are being challenged to blend industrial knowledge into competence-based curriculum as the 7th annual Higher Education Conference looks more intensively at developing a sustainable curriculum.
It must include infrastructure support so that we can see small manufacturing practices happening in university.
We are now pushing for what you people in academia call the triple helix model, which is government, industry, and academia coming together and ensuring that we create special purpose vehicles that will create employment and obviously drive businesses to the level that will create that growth.
Dr. Twina Masko, who teaches at Mbarara University of Science and Technology, suggested that the academics need to set up a micro-credentials approach that will see them set up short courses for development, providing skills to the scholars.
These are innovative, entrepreneurship-based short courses that can supplement our mainstream programs. The unfortunate part is that we have not invested in that. Even when our innovators tend to innovate through the micro-credential models, their credit units do not count in the mainstream programs. And we must do something about that.
The innovators with incubation hubs were also asked to work with industries so that their innovations can come to reality. This will be enhanced through university industrial linkages.
We are in our comfort zones. We must move from our offices, move to industry, because we need the industry. They may need us, we don't know, but we need the industry as universities. This will increase students and staff opportunities for placements and retooling.
Universities were also reminded to set up small-scale industries to help with innovation as a way of bringing up innovation to actualization and also money-generating purposes.
They already have a micro business. They have their small business somewhere. They have a startup somewhere running it and generating an income and not having to run looking for jobs here and there. We all know how hard it is for a young person to find a job in this country.
According to the Executive Director for National Council for Higher Education, Professor Mary Okwakwol, tertiary institutions have a right to involve industries and professional bodies during curriculum development, especially when it comes to competence.
It's what we encourage as National Council for Higher Education, to involve industry, to involve professional bodies in what you are doing to enrich the products.
Professor Okwakwol adds that universities have minimum standards that they are supposed to adhere to so that they can meet their target of producing self-sustaining learners.
We give allowance for institutions to include their uniqueness, whatever they want to include, but as long as they fulfill the minimum standards.
Although the academics highlighted how they are doing their best to promote university industry linkages in the actualization of innovations, students say a lot more needs to be done.
Mend this, the gap. It is always important to have the representation of industry in the board of studies of higher education. Like in Jeff International University, we have different departments. Those are under different faculties. So the departments every semester have their board of studies.
So we also take, for example, students on petroleum geoscience. They go out into the fields in Mulinde and the oil fields for these visits. Of course, we are a medical-based university, so our students are always in the hospitals, in the health centers, in the community, as well as nurses. So yes, we have very strong linkages with the industry.
We students can go on and go to those industries and collaborate with them in form of partnership, but working with them for a year or year plus, such that when I'm coming out of the university, I know I have the practical skills. I've maybe worked in different industries, I've practiced, I have the skills.
Dr. Ezra Muhumuza, the Executive Director of Uganda Manufacturers Association, expressed dissatisfaction with how institutions of higher learning had opted to make money rather than imparting skills to learners. This has pushed industries into using unskilled youth who provide cheap labor.
Council of the university, make sure you increase the number of people that you enroll and make sure that they all pay. So that has to be revised and think beyond making money for the universities. I think in this Honorable Minister, you know better, you are a beneficiary because you are my OB. You benefited from public's university services. Rethink as a nation to see how do we ensure that the university does not lose on the other pertinent functions other than making money for their existence.
They are now calling on government for funding in private institutions of higher learning to enable innovation, incubation across the country.
We need seed capital for the good ideas. Otherwise, it is going to be difficult for the students to continue working on the idea.
Academics are increasingly optimistic that Uganda can achieve its aspirations for the Vision 2040 if policymakers rethink on the approaches used to implement science, technology, and innovation. I am Ssenyonga Mulinde for NTV, Gulu City.